In today's video, we will be discussing insulin resistance and its symptoms. Every symptom actually has a root cause. What can we do about it? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Aditi Guha and this channel is all about PCOS, hormonal balance and weight loss. In today's video, we will be discussing insulin resistance and its symptoms. Are you someone who experiences post-lunch slump? Or are you someone who constantly craves for sugar, white starch like rice and potato? If you found yourself saying yes, it is possible that you might have insulin resistance, then this video is for you. Or if you are someone who is diagnosed with PCOS or are pre-diabetic, then this video is also for you. The first step on insulin resistance is identifying symptoms. So let me tell you a story of one of my clients who basically came to me saying that she has zero willpower. And upon investigation, she kept saying that I feel hungry all the time. I think I have a hunger problem. I am always hungry and I'm always craving for sweets. And she also said that she kept feeling very low on energy, low on mood. Now, on the outset of it, it does sound like a behavioral problem. But the truth is, these are all symptoms of insulin resistance. Another way to know, in addition to the hunger, craving, the need to snack all the time, is also, are you steadily gaining weight around your midriff, around your stomach area? You also might see that it's harder for you to now lose weight than before. And all your good intentions to stick to a particular diet goes to die between 4 and 6. If you have found yourself saying yes to even 3 of any of all these symptoms, then you might have insulin resistance. If you're someone who has identified with the symptoms that I mentioned, plus are struggling to lose that weight and keep it off, I highly recommend that you take my weight's root cause quiz, and it will tell you what is your weight's dominant root cause. It's in the description below and in the comment section. Speaking of root cause brings me to the next point. Every symptom actually has a root cause, and so does insulin resistance. And so what are the root causes, or rather what leads to insulin resistance? Generally, it could be a meal extremely heavy in carbs. So you might be eating all the right food, but you are probably loading yourself with carb. The second issue could be genetic. It runs in the family. So if your parents especially have a history with diabetes, it is possible that you might get insulin resistance genetically. The third is you are probably not doing any workout. It's a very sedentary lifestyle. And the last point is, and something we don't realize, is skipping meals. So if you have a history of skipping, especially breakfast, this could be one of the causes for insulin resistance. So now we have figured how to identify insulin resistance and we know what leads to it. So now we come to the most important part of it. What can we do about it? So what you can do is take these following 3 steps to actually balance your blood sugar level. Step number 1, never have your carbs alone. Usually try to pair your carbs with fat or protein. So for example, if you're having a fruit, pair it up with a nut butter which is unsweetened. This actually prevents the blood sugar spike to happen and keeps the blood sugar quite at a baseline level. The next thing you can do in order to manage your insulin resistance is to not skip breakfast. What happens is that when we skip a particular meal for a really long time, after a while our hunger goes very high, and at that time we need a lot more food than required to satisfy that hunger. This overeating that happens in the first meal, sometimes after breaking the fast, actually can lead to insulin spike. So I speak a lot more in detail about it in this particular video. So do watch it. But for a person who has insulin resistance, there has to be a very systematic way of breaking your fast. And it's ideal that you don't have too much gap between meals, because that's what leads to being hangry. And And the third thing that you can do in order to balance or manage your insulin is basically know your carb threshold. Now this is a bit tricky, and the best way to do it is with the guidance of a nutritionist. But a carb threshold may look like something like you start with maybe say 200 grams in a day and see how your body is responding to these symptoms of insulin resistance, and according to that you keep altering the level. So either if you are someone who is feeling extreme fatigue and you're unable to function, then you might want to increase it. But if you're feeling a lot of afternoon slump or your cravings have gone up, then you might want to reduce it. But this, as I mentioned, is better done in the presence of a healthcare professional. Also, a lot of common diet culture norm might dictate that going keto is better, but if you are someone who is pre-diabetic or you have PCOS, then keto may not be the answer. If you want to know more about it, ask in the comment section and I'll be happy to respond to it. You now know the symptoms of insulin resistance, what causes insulin resistance, and how to manage. And you can check out this particular videos for other signs of hormonal imbalance and types of PCOS, and I shall see you in the next video.